Alan Lawrence. Encourage, equip, empower.
Action. Hi, gentle ladies and gentlemen. I have been telling you that we are going to have an amazing and exciting content that will be able to cut across real personalities and real people. Because as you all know, I wear my heart on my sleeves when it comes to matters to do with relationships. Because relationships form the backbone of everything. We are where we are today because of our relationship. And we have people who have amazing stories, and today on set I'm joined by an amazing personal friend of mine who I've known for some time. Then nikasema leo, why not kuja tupige story. Thank you so much for coming. You can introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Mary Ben Omolo. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an inspirational speaker, and also a mentor, and I'm glad to be in this set today.
Yeah, thank you so much. So Mary Ben, you know one thing I've known you for quite some time, and you are really passionate on matters to do with girl child. I don't want to say empowerment or whichever, but you are really deep on matters to deal with girl child mentorship. Like, where did the passion come from?
It's an inward passion for me because I remember growing up, I was an average student. I never used to perform well in class. I never used to perform well in friendship. Nothing used to work for me until later. Can I just say a few years ago, I went through mental illness. I had a mental breakdown, and at that point is where I feel like my passion was born for entrepreneurship and even mentorship for the young girls, because a lot of people are going through this issue but they don't know how to talk about it. They feel so embarrassed about it. You know, when you talk about mental health, we feel like America Kichwa or something like that, she's gone insane. But it's not only about that. It's about depression, obesity. It cuts across a lot of things. Yes. So that's when my passion was born, after I went through depression.
Wow, interesting. So let's dive into this, because today we are actually looking at women, and especially the young ladies in business and in everything. The question is, do you advise a lady to go for a relationship first, or business, or work, or something?
That question is quite tricky because it's dependent on what you want as an individual. For me, I believe in women empowerment. I believe before you get into a relationship, before you get into marriage, you need to be empowered. But also it depends with the kind of person you're dating or the kind of person you're going to get married to. There's that guy who says, me, I want to stay at home wife. My wife is just have to take care of the kids, I'll pay her salary and all that. You know, when you get that kind of a husband, you don't have to, you can't fight with him, you can't argue. So what do? You stay at home. But when you get a man who supports you, it's much more important. The most important thing is get someone who supports you, someone who's willing to walk with you that journey. So I would advise women, before you venture into a relationship,
yes,
before you venture into marriage, empower yourself. Yes.
So in your own opinion, it's always advisable for you to go empower yourself. Let not ukitaka chumvi, ukitaka what genuinely, so that one thing, you realize a lady may set standard, I need a man who drives. One thing, you will definitely find the money back to your car. So as a lady, no excuse. Some people, they just feel like life will favor them just because they are women. What do you make of that?
There's one thing I used to say. Yeah. I used to tell myself, to be very honest, I need to get a man who has a big car. Someone who's driving a V8, someone who
six-figure salary.
Yeah, his bank account should be like my phone number, But I say, wait a minute. No, I don't need to get married to a rich man.
You can
let that man be married to a wealthy woman,
In the previous video I said, I was telling them that some ladies want a man who is figure salaried, a man who is 6 feet tall, 6-pack. Will end up dating the devil himself. Because we live in a generation whereby people are looking for people who are already processed. They don't want to go through the process. So, talking of the process, have you ever? I know I'm throwing you on the limelight, but it's okay. Have you ever like to a point whereby how do I put it? Do you have like you start with somebody like let's say it's a man, you start from somewhere, then you progress.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
And I would advise ladies it's not a good idea. For me, I would say it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
We normally say go look for Mr. Wrong, drag him to Mr. Right. I say this and I'll say it without an apology. If you want a perfect man, be a perfect man.
You had repeat that.
If you want a perfect man, be a perfect woman.
Yes.
If you set standards that are, I want a guy who's driving, try yourself a little so that when you people come together, you're meeting each other in the middle. And also, I would advise women. A lot of people say that those who work out. You meet your guy has nothing. You start working out together. You guys grow. You build a multi-million company. But let's be honest. In the current generation, you meet a guy he has nothing. You start building him up. He leaves you. You meet a lady who has nothing, totally nothing. You start building up. You take her through university. She comes and tells you, you're not a graduate. I've gotten a graduate somewhere.
Just to add on what you're just saying, I agree with your sentiments. You know, I've always told myself, you know, people when you try to advise people and talk to them and tell them that you know what, don't try to build someone from the scratch. They'll give you examples. I don't dispute. We have those examples. But how sure are you and who told you that you will be the lucky one, that this relationship will work? Who told you that you'll be the lucky one in that category of maybe I'll try to build them and it works? So live a life not for chancing and live a life not because of other people. Live a life because you have a conviction in yourself.
That's true.
Just still on that note, Meriben, have you, like now for you, I know you are. I know, and what I like about you, you've never rested and feel like hapo nimefika nimetosheka. Do you think you intimidate men because of your hard work and what I mean?
Yes, I do. Actually, a lot of them get intimidated. Someone who doesn't know me at a close angle, they always feel like I'm harsh. I am a go-getter, and probably I want to stumble on them. But that's not me. One thing I always believe in, I have this passion for, I owe my kids a good life. I owe my community, I owe my society a very good life. So that's what drives me every single day. They say if you want to change the whole world, change one person. So anything, the only thing that convinces me is changing that person. Changing my rebellion, changing or rather transforming my life. Letting somebody look at me and say, I want to be that. But I'm not that hard. I'm kind, I'm polite.
You know, because it's many, and this goes to ladies out there and men out there. I think, and I've seen most men, they get intimidated by women in the corporate world, women who are trying to make ends meet. Generally, alpha women. What do you have for? Because we find them sometimes because of, I don't want to say desperation, but they find themselves in wrong hands because they were on top there to a point whereby some people felt intimidated, so they didn't want to get or they didn't get men who vibrate the same energy as them. So that's why they will go down to get some people who are even below their class. What advice do you have for women in the corporate world, women out there, and who are trying to make things work?
It's believe in yourself. I'll just tell them believe in yourself and set your standards straight. If you want this kind of a man, just write it. Work yourself towards being that woman that when you meet this man, he will say, this is what I want, and never let your guts down. If you say very well, I want we love saying, we want a guy with a six-pack, you definitely get him in the gym. You won't get him in your kitchen. So you won't get him in a hotel. What do? You put yourself out there in the gym. You work it out. You will meet your guy there. But one thing is that as a woman in business, as a corporate woman, as a woman, what else can I even call it? As a woman, you need to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in what you want, you lose it. Because society has a way of telling you what you want. Society has a way of dictating what you should get. I remember someone told me, It's quite funny, not even funny. It's quite fortunate. I won't say unfortunate. It's quite fortunate that most of my classmates in high school they're married, in college they're married. Someone is expecting their second one, another person their third one. And I remember some of my friends would tell me, "Maribel, just get any more, you're married," and I'm like, "No, I'm not going to pick any man or anyone who tells me marriage.
Just
Yes, in a trouser that
moment.
exactly because he said he loves me, that is what I'm going for. Definitely it will cause a crash in the marriage because I am this person who believes let's do it, let's work it out. You see, my focus is in there. My focus is for us to make it, even for the society. And then I go pick just someone who believes that I need to be a stay-at-home mom, or who believes no, I'm not supposed to share this with the society, or who believes no, it's just for me and him and our immediate family. And definitely, this person will try to drown my life. He will try to kill my passion. And even for men, if you get a woman, if you're a man who believes that this is where you're heading to, and you don't sit down to look at the kind of woman you want, you set your own principles. Any woman who will come into your life, definitely this woman will drown you.
What advice do you have for those men who feel intimidated by the corporate world?
That is a problem.
Yeah.
We say we empower women and we don't prepare the men to handle the empowered women. But here's the thing, men never realize that the ones who give us the power, they drew the ball to us. They gave us that power as an empowered woman. But here's the thing, as a man, the Bible says a woman is a husband. Meaning, if I come with my business as married, I am owning a company. You're not supposed to use my company to your profit as a man because I am your helper. This is what I've brought to you. So how are you supposed to use it? Use it as a man. If I have done PhD or I'm a doctor and you haven't done PhD, you're not even supposed to feel intimidated by it. You're supposed to look at how you're going to use my PhD to your advantage, or rather to advance our family. You can set up you can put a consultancy firm and say this is our firm and introduce me as one of, you can use it, use our certificate to advance our life. But the problem is, people nowadays feel like she's so educated, she has this, she's a brand, she's that. No, use it. I am your helper. I have come with all this to help you. So use it to advance our own life.
Wow, that's deep. Just to also to ask, you've just mentioned something whereby you, like your friends try to tell you that you know what, maybe Ben, just get somebody, just get anything in a trouser for the sake of it. So what keeps you going, like to surmount the pressure of just get anybody? Maybe Ben, you are climbing up there, you need a man, you need children. How do you go about the pressure, the societal pressure, the expectations?
My vision keeps me. My vision keeps me focused. You see, when you stand to throw stones at the dogs that are barking, you will never move. And one thing we all need to understand is that your calling and my calling are two different. If you know you call Alan and I'm called Mary Ben, we are two different people. Your vision is to go on this side, my vision is to go on this side. If I stop to look at your vision, I'm done. So I always try and make sure that my vision is focused. You tell me, your friends they have babies, it's okay, I bless the Lord for that. They have babies, it's okay, I have no problem, I celebrate it. But you cannot dictate my life. One thing people need to know is to have their stand. You know, let your no be no, let your yes be yes. And besides, who gives us our husbands and our children? It's God. So until God's time, until my time, I will keep on clapping for them and let them clap for me. We all have a different journey.
Interesting. We live in a generation whereby women are intimidated not to try out things because of the stereotype that has been created. For you to advance be it in any industry, you have to give in to men demand, you have to sleep with them so that at least you can be able to get something. What do you make of that? Because we've had a lot of cases. What do you make of that?
I've actually suffered on that a lot. I lose a lot of contracts. I lose a lot of tenders. I lose a lot of jobs whereby someone tells you, be my girl and you'll get this tender. Be my girl and you'll get this. There's one thing I know many jobs. We are in this world you're a man and a woman, but the most important thing is you're human beings. So if I had to look at myself from a scat point of view, I will never go. So I look at myself as a human being with the brain, and I go for it. If it's a no, thank you. I'll try somewhere else. I always say each and every no. It doesn't mean it closes your door for yes. Each time you go push that door, continue pushing. You get to a point whereby this man or this lady wants to support women empowerment or women empowerment, and it gives you a full support. And it's gonna be a breakthrough. At times I always feel all these no's that you keep on getting, it's a preparation for your yes. Because I might be in need of this 10 million contract or 20 million contract, but I'm not able to sustain it as at that time. And if I get the no's, my brain expands, my thinking capacity grows. By the time I get to this other point, I'm able to handle 100 million. If I was given the 10 million, I would have messed up. It would have killed me. But right now, the no's have prepared me for my yes, which my yes is 100 million, and they push me.
Interesting. In my counseling session, one thing that I've really noticed, and you can just bet this, you realize that if the way you obtain something is the way you have to maintain it. Because if you obtain that job, if you obtain that contract through sex, you will have to maintain it through servicing the man's sexual desires.
Exactly.
So you need to be very careful. Are you going, like, just look at yourself, like 3 months from now, after you've done that, will you be comfortable to continue doing that? Will you be comfortable to continue giving in to the demands of this person? So those are some of the questions people should be asking. And especially, it is so timely because I've seen you've been nominated for a number of awards. And you realize that the promoter might say that, you know what, you have to sleep with me so that you can get an award. I run a franchise and I know all these things. So not unless we have strong women. So just your advice to people not to be able to be giving into those demands.
I would like to say, number one, know yourself. Number two, believe in yourself. Number three, know your focus. If you believe you're going to get it, if you know very well you've been called in the entrepreneurship business, you've been called in the business world, no matter what happens, no matter the no's you get, you will definitely get a yes. Just hold on there, hang on. It's one step at a time, and you will definitely get there.
Wow, interesting. So Maribel, where can people find you? Where can people give you business and all those kinds of things? And I understand you have a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I actually started a YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
congratulations. I'll support you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, we're going to do online. We're going to do silent conversations, whereby we'll be focusing on people's mental health. And we always say, how Kenyans joke with memes. And did you know that is the only way Kenyans are able to remain safe? In our country, the level of mental illness is so high that people try to find a common ground that puts us together, and that is memes. And we will see how people will react to that. On all my social media platforms, that is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I'm called Maribel Omolo. You'll just get me as Maribel Omolo. So you can get me there, you can DM me, and then we'll pick it from there.
What are your parting shots?
My parting shots are, so in which area? Is it in entrepreneurship?
Everything.
Mental health?
Like 100 years from now, what people remember you?
They should remember me with one thing. A girl with a vision is definitely a revolution. And I'm that girl with a vision.
Say that again.
A girl with a vision is definitely a revolution. I am that girl with a vision, and we are bringing a revolution.
If I add on that, nitaharibu kila kitu. So that was it for today. Till next time, I've been yours truly, Alan Lawrence. Ciao.